And what an amazing week we are having here in St. Paul. Boy, it is awesome to be here. The 90th anniversary and the biggest 4th of July rodeo. There is no better place to celebrate 250 years of America. And boy, we are glad you're all here. So today I want to talk about, when you're walking around the grounds, you're going to see people wearing purple tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about why they're doing that. It's in honor of the Man Up Crusade. The Man Up Crusade is people, gathering together to support against domestic violence and trying to put a stop to that. So the Man Up Crusade, St. Paul Rodeo, and other big rodeos like Cheyenne are partnering with them. So that's going to be why a lot of people are wearing purple tonight, and that is our theme, the Man Up Crusade. So, yeah. So tonight you're going to see stuff, you're going to see some interviews, you're going to see some top guys, top bronc riders, top bull riders, anything, nightly picks, whatever you want to see. The Cowboy Countdown, your inside pass to the riders, the picks, and the pulse of St. Paul. We've got it for you here. So we're going to start off. I want you to meet a man who qualified to the NFR 6 times. He's living in Texas now. How about I welcome to Cort Scheer.
Very technologically advanced.
So you qualified 6 times to the NFR. We'll get into that a little bit, but talk about, how'd you get into rodeo?
It was actually pretty easy. So my dad, he rode all 3 rep stock. He rode bulls, barebacks, and broncs. And when you're growing up, you always want to be your dad. Raised in a ranch in Nebraska, so if it had hair on it, we tried to ride it. And so I loved it. I fell in love with it. I roped calves and bulldogged and team rope and did all that. But just ranching was kind of what I grew up doing, and so just kind of naturally fell into it. And like I said, had an old piece of junk bronc saddle, and so I kind of started getting on it and taking my beatings, and then just kind of fell in love with it.
So what are some of your favorite rodeos maybe that you went to, throughout the years?
Many more. Gosh, there's so many good ones. I've always loved to go to Houston, obviously, Calgary, NFR, but, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in St. Paul, Oregon either, but this is one of the best rodeos, all year long, not just over the 4th. The horses are good, the atmosphere is awesome. Name another arena that has this much prestige to it. Got trees in the arena. It's awesome. I'm stoked. Getting pretty long in the tooth, getting old, and travel with a couple young kids, and they want to enter everything under the sun. And I told them I'm not entering every rodeo. I want the best ones, and so I think this is maybe my 7th rodeo of the year. I'm not skipping St. Paul. I'm coming.
So you actually got to win it one year. I think it was 2019, around somewhere 2018.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people are actually alive back then when I won it, but it was awesome. It was a dream come true. I had cool Toddy. I've been on her probably 3 or 4 times. She was just an amazing horse, and it all worked out good. She was awesome that day.
So, what do you think of St. Paul when you come here? What's one word that you would describe the St. Paul Rodeo as?
I'd say hospitality. And like I said, I say this because I'm good friends with the McKillips, but you show up here, the food is amazing, the hospitality, they treat you like a king, coming from rodeo where you're just kind of a monkey with a hat on, you show up here and you're actually kind of prestigious and stuff. They treat you good. The committee works the rear end off. They bring in several contractors. Only the best ones come, and you just can't beat it. The atmosphere is unreal. I live in Texas, and you want to come to St. Paul, Oregon to come to a rodeo. That kind of says something when you want to travel that far to come somewhere.
So you talk about living in Texas. Would you rather ride broncs in 100-degree weather or 30-degree weather?
Oh my gosh, 30 all dadgum day. There's a reason you leave Texas in the summer. You don't want to be down there. Just so dadgum hot, about kills you. And you come up here and it's paradise, and everybody always talks, well, it's cold in the winters, and I guarantee I'd rather deal with the winters than the heat down there.
What was it like getting to qualify to the NFR those 6 times? Or explain that feeling.
It was a dream, I kind of made the path, coming from where I come from, we didn't have TV. We had one channel, PBS or whatever, so I'd never actually even seen the NFR before I made it. I think it was the year I made it, I was in college, and I was right out of college, and we actually seen it, and I'd heard people talk about yellow bucket shoes, never seen it. So I showed up there, I was a pretty bright-eyed kid, never seen it before, and so it was a dream come true. And I've always been a very fortunate with my upbringing. My parents were awesome, and my traveling group, I jumped in with Chad Furley and all these guys that had been down the road, and they babysat me and held my hand, and all I had to do was nod my head.
Well, what about, you say those great traveling partners you had. Who were some of the guys you idolized or even got to travel with over the years?
Yeah, so obviously my idol's always been Billy Etbauer. I mean, he was unreal, and in my opinion, I don't think there'll ever be another one of them. I mean, there's amazing bronc riders now, don't get me wrong, but this guy was unreal. Like, he was before his time. Like, he did stuff that they're doing nowadays, but he did it 30 years ago. Like, it was unreal how he rode. And I was blessed to go to college in Goodwill, to where I had Robert, Billy, and Danny, all the brothers. They've been to the finals multiple times. Robert won the world 5 times. Billy won it, 7 times or whatever. And so, I mean, I was very blessed to, have those guys kind of mold me, and I learned from them, learned how to kind of keep your head straight and travel and not get screwed up and all the baloney and all that. And so my parents kept me grounded, and then those guys put me on the right horses to get me where I need to be.
Talk about, you said you're trying to slow down, because you're not getting older.
You're
getting fine wine. You're like the age. You just fine wine. Just talk about your 4th of July run this week. Like, you're trying to slow down, but a lot of those guys, they're just go, go, go every single day.
Yeah. I mean, when you're younger, there's a lot of good rodeos over the 4th, and you can go to 10 of them or 20 of them, and man, there's a rodeo here, and we can make it. But as you get older, you kind of start figuring out that now you got a rodeo as a business kind of deal. It's not how many rodeos you can hit, it's how many good rodeos you can hit on good days, on good horses, and actually stay healthy. A lot of times in the rough stock riding, it's who can make it through the season, it's not who can make it. And so you got to stay healthy, you got to get on good horses. And so I was entered with a couple younger kids, and they want to enter everything under the sun just because they're young and healthy and hungry. And I told them, I'm like, man, I'm old enough now to where I'm going to go to the best rodeos, and I'm going to hit the best horses. And so I'm going to start here. I'm going to go to Cody tomorrow, and then get all confused. I'm going to 4 rodeos. I don't even know where I'm going. Cody, and then Belfouche and Killdeer in the same day on the 4th. So roll in.
And there's even more than that. There's California. You got Oakley City. I don't know if you mentioned that one, or Mandan, or Pinoca just ended yesterday. Greeley just ended yesterday. They are all over the place.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's strung out, kind of running their tails off kind of deal. But like I said, it's, in my mind, once you get older, you kind of understand it's more of a business. And so you have to strategically plan it out to where, you have a rodeo limit of 100 rodeos. If you burn 20 of them up in 2 weeks, there's 20 rodeos you're out of, and there's lots of rodeos throughout the year. So you literally have to write it down and have it planned out your whole season, to where you don't burn all your rodeos up. I remember there was one year when I was younger, I think it was after I made the finals the 2nd time, there was Amarillo, Albuquerque, and Texarkana, and there's 3 rodeos left, and I'd already burned my 100 rodeos up, and I win all 3 of them, and none of that money counted. Luckily, I'd already made the finals, but it was just kind of one of those deals. I was kind of immature and didn't really know what I was doing, and I was just entering every rodeo under the sun because I was hungry and happy and having fun. But it's a business, so you have to pay attention, and so that entering deal is a lot of it, knowing what rodeos you can hit and knowing what rodeos to hit.
All right, what's your favorite rodeo and why?
Honestly, I'd probably have to say Calgary, and the only reason I'm going to say that is because the year I went Calgary, it was pretty special. Both my grandparents drove up, and my granddad died later that year, and so it was really special to have my whole family there. My mom and dad were there, my sister was there, and it all kind of lined up, and so I kind of get teared up talking about it, but it meant a lot to me that year. I had spring planning, she bucked me off, and I had her in the 4th round, and I ended up winning it. So it was really special, and like I said, to me, rodeo is a blast. I love riding bucking horses, but it's more the people and the times and the stories you have after, and so that meant a lot to me.
You talk about spring planting, one of the great horses from Flying 5. Was there a horse that, if you had your name in the hat, and this was the one you wanted in a short go, that you always wanted to draw, that you maybe didn't draw or you did?
Yeah.
Just one horse?
Honestly, I've always been very lucky, and my old childhood partner, Corrington, he was always mad at me because back in my heyday, you know, like I say back because that was a heyday, but I always drew good, and so there wasn't hardly any good horse that I didn't draw. I drew them all. I mean, I got on Lunatic Fringe, I got on like Lunatic from Hell, I got on Lunatic Party. But the one thing I guess I would say, just to rephrase your question again, is a horse that I've always wanted is Black Tie. Never been on Black Tie, and so I guess I can't die until I get on him.
What's your favorite rodeo event besides your own, besides saddle bronc riding?
Probably bulldogging. Not a lot of people knew it, but man, I was honestly probably a better bulldogger than I was a bronc rider. I went to college finals in the bulldogging, and very fortunate there too. Like I was kind of got through in the right guys, and to where I just show up at rodeo, and anybody I asked, they'd let me on their horse, you know. And so I just mounted out when I got to rodeos, and I loved bulldogging, but man, I weigh 175 pounds and I'm small, so kind of got out of that and just stuck with the bronc ride.
Are you a felt hat or a straw hat guy?
Honestly, I'm more of a felt. I always wore a white felt all the time. Right now I'd be wearing it, but it's a little buggered up and I didn't feel like buying another one, so I got a straw one.
If you could only, say you were 18 years old right now and you could only travel with two guys for the rest of your career, who are you picking?
I'd probably pick Chad Furley and Tyler Corrington.
What's your rodeo rig? Like if you're going down the road, what would you want to be driving?
I'm a van guy. I mean, we get in conversations of pick up in campers and vans, but like I said, I was always with those South Dakota guys, and we could pack 4 of them in a van, and it's $40 a tank, and it's cheap, and we got a bed in the back, and I love it. You can buy one for $20,000 and get down the road.
What's your favorite music artist?
Oh, I'd probably say AC/DC. I mean, I might not look like it, but I'm a rocker, dude.
This kind of ties into that then. What's your go-to hype song? If you're about to get on a horse, round 10 of the NFR.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Eminem. What is that? Gosh dang it. I'm horrible about names of songs, but it's Till I Collapse. That's what it was. Yep.
You got any superstitions?
Man, I really don't. I mean, I've never been a real superstitious person. However, there was one time that I got on an amazing horse, and I have no idea what happened. And I figured out that I had $1 in my back pocket for some reason. So from now on, I will not ride with any money in my pocket because it was in the bag and I fell off.
What's one thing you can't leave home without?
Probably my phone anymore. I don't know how we did it without phones there for a while. Like I said, I didn't have one until I went to college, and I don't think I could survive without my phone.
Do you have a favorite stock contractor?
I honestly can say no. I mean, I don't. Like anymore, the horsepower has went so far and beyond. You know, I mean, you can go all day on like contractors. That whole genre of old contractors that pretty much just wanted to buck you off and kill you. A lot of those guys have quit and their sons took over and they figured out it's a team sport now. You know, you got Sankey, you know, Calgary, all those guys. We all work together. And if there's something you can do to help a horse out, and it's not cheating the horse, it's to make him better. You know, if you want him to circle right or circle left, you can tell they love to do it. And if it's easier for them, you're going to be more points and they're going to look better. So, I mean, y'all work together and it's a team deal back there. Like I said, it's not you against the contractor, you against the horse, you against your competitor. I mean, you want the guy before you to be 89 so you can be 90. I mean, you're only as good as your competition. And so the stock contractors are the same way. You know, it makes them look good when you win the rodeo with 90, and so they want that horse to be as good as possible, and so they're going to help you do the same.
Would you rather a matinee or a night perf?
Man, night's pretty cool because it's dark, but matinees are pretty awesome just for the simple fact you got all afternoon to hang out.
Would you rather drive or fly to travel into rodeos?
I'd rather fly. I mean, that's the one thing about rodeoing is the miles. I mean, it's the dead time, just trying to cover it up, which we watch a lot of movies and all that jazz or whatever, but I like being at home, flying to a rodeo and getting back home and sleeping in my own bed.
Text or call? What are you feeling?
Now, I'm more of a texter just for the simple fact, like I'm pretty busy, so we do a bunch of construction down in Texas, and so like a lot of guys will call me, and I can't answer right now, I'm busy, you know, kind of deal, so I can text them back, call you back later. So I guess I'd prefer somebody text me and like, hey, call me when you get a chance, because I'm really busy, and so I feel bad, but I always text somebody before, you know, and be like, hey, can you talk or whatever right now, because I mean, I know it's only probably 10 minutes or whatever, but I'm kind of ADD, and so I'm always going 120 10 miles an hour, and so I'm kind of like, man, I can't talk right now, but yeah, I'm more of a texter.
Do you have any hidden talents?
No, I ride broncs. No, I wouldn't say I've got a hidden talent at all. I like to talk. Is that a talent? I don't know.
Is there a rodeo you haven't won yet that you maybe hope to win this year, or wish that you could have won?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I've never won Salinas, and I think it's maybe the buckle, I guess. I don't know. I've never won Salinas, and that's a hard one to win because it's a hard to draw a good one at. I got on War Admiral there one time, and I thought I had a chance, and he bedded me down one jump, knocked me out. And that's the only time I thought I had a chance to win it. Other than that, I never really had a chance to win. So I think it'd be kind of cool to win Salinas.
Would you rather winter rodeo or summer rodeo? Which do you like better?
Personally, I kind of like winter rodeos. I mean, a lot of times, like, you don't have to ride in the rain, not call me a pansy or anything, but you ain't got to ride in the rain, and a lot of times the horses are fresh, because if a horse goes all year, by the end of the summer, they're starting to wear down, they're getting tired, they're getting sore, so they might get sour in the chute. Winter rodeos, I mean, all them horses didn't go to the finals. They've been at home getting fat and happy. So, I mean, they're juicy in the winter. I mean, they're hot. Like, they're probably going to be the best they're ever going to be right then, because they've had all winter to recover. And so I like getting on them in the winter because, I mean, they could be one horse at the end of the summer, and even the finals. There's a lot of horses, we pick them to go to the finals. And maybe their last trip at Pendleton, you'd be like, man, that horse just wasn't that good. And Corco was one of the main ones I remember. We get on the stock call back and be like, man, that horse at Corco he's just getting weak. He's just getting weak kind of deal. And you're like, dude, that horse has had 40 outs this year. Can you imagine bucking 40 times? I mean, that thing lives on diesel smoke. And so, they wouldn't take it to the finals, and they had the Futurity, and they take one of Corco's paint hoppers, the Futurity, and they'd win it on him. He'd be like 89. I mean, that thing got a break, and he was unreal. And so, I mean, that's my opinion. Of you just see it once them horses get a little bit of a break. I mean, they're just like us. By the end of the summer, they're wore down. They're tired too. They give 110 every time. And so, I like getting on them in the winter.
What's it like competing at, Cheyenne or those bigger rodeos in the short round in that atmosphere?
It's awesome. I like how rodeo's kind of moving more to like a all or nothing short round. It's not necessarily an average. I mean, growing up, you never really wanted to be an average bronc rider. You wanted to be the best bronc rider, and so it's hard when on averages, just for the simple fact, like there's only one world champ bucking horse, and bucking horses are hard to put together. I mean, I'm not talking any bad anything, but there's a million 5-weight bulldogging steers. There's a million 3-weight calf roping calves, but there's only 5 amazing broncs. And so to put a short round pin together 10 guys, it's borderline unfair, but rodeo ain't fair. Life ain't fair. And so in my mind, I like that if the guy he comes in, he's 90 and win the long round, like it's all or nothing in the short round. That's why I like 4 rounds, is because it doesn't matter. I mean, you could come in last hole and be like, man, I've got to be 98 points to win this. You can't be 98 points to win this. And so nobody's padding their stats, or man, I only have to be 81 to win. No, you're gonna have to beat, just like Wade Sundell. That guy was nuts. I mean, it didn't matter what he came in, he was gonna ride 97 points every time. And so I just like that. I think it fuels fire, it makes the rodeo better, and it keeps anybody from holding anything back. I mean, you gotta go.
And talking about that, you don't have trying to make it to the NFR, you don't have to be first every time. Just keep cashing checks all year long and getting through, and that'll get you in the top 15.
Absolutely. I think that's the main thing. I think the best bronc riders are the guys that can win on everything. You don't have to have the best horse, or you could have a horse that maybe somebody doesn't get along with, and you can place on him. A hopper, you can outspur him, or a rank one, you can outride him, kind of deal. So I think that's a lot of it, is being able to place on everything.
Well, that's all I got for you. Thanks today, Cort. Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
All right, thank you to Cort Scheer for coming on. Our next guest today, he's a PBR World Finalist, a National High School Rodeo bronc riding champion, and a Junior NFR champion. He's from Malala, Oregon. Give it up for Shane Scott. You might have shut it on. You just gotta hold that middle button down. See if it works. Maybe, I don't know.
No? There it is.
All right, well, I'm going to start off kind of the same way I've started with the last couple people. What got you started in rodeo?
My whole family rodeoed, so it just kind of came natural, and bull riding was kind of the one that stuck out to me the most. And I rode broncs. I still try a little bit, but bull riding is where it's at right now. So, yes, sir.
What was it like getting to ride in the Junior Bowls here at St. Paul, Rusty's program?
Yeah, I think that really put a special place in my heart, really, because it was, I was a little kid. I got to ride with all the big guys, and it really just set a big part in my heart, I guess, that I'll cherish forever. And every time I come here, it means something different than any other rodeo. So, yes.
What was like your favorite thing, or actually, let me rephrase that. What was the best part about qualifying for a PBR World Finals at such a young age?
I think that was it in itself, is how young I was, and I mean, there was three months before I was still high school rodeoing, and had no idea that I could pursue that and go do it. And I think that was the biggest part in it, is just knowing I did that while I was still in high school, and I had that potential to go do that. So,
and I believe, if I'm correct, you got drafted from a PBR team as well, also, right? So, like, what was that like?
That was a big turning point. I got a lot of input from other guys, and it was good. It was really good for growing. I had a lot of growing room in there. It really didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I learned so much, and it's made my career a lot better.
What was the biggest difference from like high school to PRCA rodeo now that you noticed?
I think it's just the velocity of everything, really. Like, everything's just higher. Typically there's more power, there's more velocity, there's more just hoorah, really, in all of it. So,
who's someone that got your career started, or like you idolized growing up?
Well, my stepdad rode bulls a little bit, and he helped me out, but I think somebody I really looked up to was Jess Lockwood.
Is there a bucket list rodeo this year you're going to, or hoping to go to?
We got into Deadwood, I think, but truthfully, this is probably one of the best ones out of the whole summer. So,
how's your Cowboy Christmas been, and where are you headed next, or what's your schedule look like?
Well, I just came back from Greeley, Colorado. That's where I literally just drove from, and my buddy ended up winning it there, won the saddle, and I don't know how much money he won, but I fell off my X bulls in my long round bull, and we're here today. The 4th at Malala, and then the 5th Eugene, and then we go back to Casper, Wyoming right after that.
That's like one of the things we talked about with Cort. Like, you don't have to win first at every rodeo. You just keep chipping away, and that'll get you to the top 15 where you need to be.
Yeah, no, 100%. And this year I'm just on my permit, so I'm just feeling it out. Next year I'm gonna go and get my card, but right now I'm just trying to have as much fun as I can with my buddy and just keep riding bulls.
What are some of your goals for 2026?
I would say knowing deep down inside I did the best I could. That's probably the best goal to end the year on, really.
Okay, I'll flip this here, give you a couple of rapid fire questions. What's your favorite rodeo?
Cheyenne.
Favorite event besides bull riding or saddle bronc?
Breakaway Open.
What's your favorite Western brand?
Cinch.
Felt or straw hat?
Felt.
What's your favorite music artist?
AC/DC.
What's your favorite hype song? Your hype song?
I don't even know. Probably Let's Get Rocked.
Do you have any superstitions?
No, I don't believe in any of that.
What's one thing you can't leave home without?
Cowboy hat.
Driving or flying if you're traveling, what would you rather?
Probably drive.
Text or call?
Text.
Do you have a hidden talent?
Pardon?
Do you have a hidden talent?
No, I don't think so.
So I guess I kind of might have already asked this. What's a rodeo that you've yet to win but you're hoping to? I guess kind of relates back to where you're going this year.
The American. I've been there twice. I've fallen off every round, but that's one I dang sure want to win. It's already happened, but that's like that's my main rodeo I want to win.
Is there any cool like venues you've competed in? I guess the American obviously being one in a baseball field, but any cool venues you're hoping to compete in?
I would like to go to the Hondo one day. That would be pretty cool. But I think the more I pro rodeo, the better odds I get of that happening. So I'm just going to continue to keep rodeoing.
What's the biggest difference that you notice personally from PBR to PRCA? Like whether it's the toughness of the bowls or the energy of the crowd, like.
I think a lot of it has to do with inside and outside events. Everything just kind of comes off a little different. Like say Greeley versus Unleash the Beast stop. They're both, the velocity is so high at both, but there's just something about an outdoor arena.
Okay, well that's all I got for you today. Thanks for coming on, Shane.
You bet. Thank you.
Yep. All right, that's it for our interviews today. We're going to get into some nightly picks. Tonight's going to be an electric night of rodeo. It's Thursday night, getting toward the weekend, the 4th of July, and I think it's going to be exciting. In the bareback riding, we got the kid who's his uncle, Casey Field, arguably the best bareback rider of all time, Daxton Field, against Out of My League from Legacy Pro Rodeo. In the steer wrestling, we got Cash Robb. He was 4 flat and slack to take the lead in the first go-around. In the bull riding, Colton Fritzland versus Nickelback from Flying 5 Rodeo. He's number 22 in the world, and in 2020, he was the average champ at the NFR. He's got the experience, and he's got a Columbia River Circuit Finals bowl, so I think that'll be a good matchup. In the breakaway roping, the 2025 reigning world champion Taylor Munsel's here tonight, so I think she's going to do good, and she's going to win the breakaway. In the saddle bronc riding, Major Huckleberry is one of our top horses out tonight. That horse, I was joking with Marty Campbell earlier tonight, that horse is old enough to drink. But our matchup of the night is actually going to be Jake Findlay, the Australian, against Herb's Legacy from Sankey Pro Rodeo and Phenom Genetics. That was actually supposed to be out last night, but he was in a short round at Pinoca, so they rolled him up to tonight. Rider Right was 91.5 on that horse. And finally, in the barrel racing, the 7-time NFR qualifier and number 3 in the world, Emily Miller-Beisel, I think she's going to win the barrel race. So that'll wrap up our nightly picks and as well wrap up Performance 3 of the Cowboy Countdown. So thank you everyone for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Performance number 4.